It is a common thought that a blue whale, being so immense, must be a slow and ponderous creature, moving through the water with great effort. This is one of the great myths of the ocean. In truth, these magnificent animals are surprisingly graceful and can be quite swift when they choose to be. They are not merely floating mountains, but powerful, streamlined swimmers capable of bursts of speed. Their bodies are masterpieces of hydrodynamic design, allowing them to glide through their liquid world with an elegance that belies their sheer mass. The ocean is their kingdom, and they are its undisputed rulers in terms of scale. Their size is almost beyond our land-based comprehension. A blue whale is the largest animal ever known, larger even than the most immense dinosaurs. An adult can stretch to the length of 3 school buses parked end to end. Its heart alone is the size of a small car, beating with a slow, powerful rhythm heard by specialized equipment. To stand beside one would be to feel utterly dwarfed. This incredible size is not just for show. It influences how they eat and how they travel. One might look at the cavernous mouth of a blue whale and assume it preys on large, substantial quarry. A popular myth suggests they must swallow whole schools of large fish, seals, sharks. It seems logical, a giant eating a giant's meal. But the reality is one of nature's great paradoxes. They are not hunters of the large, but gatherers of the minuscule. Their survival depends not on a powerful bite, but on a delicate, highly efficient filter. A system that made them the largest creatures by eating the smallest. The astonishing fact, blue whales eat almost exclusively krill. Close up, clouds of pinkish krill a few centimeters long. These tiny creatures form the foundation of the whale's existence. To feed, the whale opens its mouth and engulfs a colossal volume of water, a mouthful that can weigh more than the whale itself. Using its massive tongue, it forces water out through specialized baleen plates on its upper jaw. The baleen acts like a giant sieve, trapping krill for the whale to swallow, a feast of epic proportions, built on tiny ingredients. Myth: blue whales eat constantly around the clock. Reality: their feeding is often seasonal and highly strategic. In summer, in cold, productive polar waters, they become eating machines. An adult can consume up to 4 tons of krill in a single day, building vast fat reserves. This intense feeding sustains migrations and helps them survive lean winter months when they eat very little, a cycle of feast and famine. The vastness of the blue whale might lead one to believe they are sedentary, preferring to stay in one rich feeding ground for their entire lives. It is a myth that they are homebodies of the sea. The truth is far more dynamic and impressive. Blue whales are some of the greatest travelers on our planet. They are nomads of the deep, undertaking immense annual migrations that span entire ocean basins. Their lives are a perpetual journey, a constant movement between different worlds within the same ocean. This nomadic lifestyle is etched into their very being, a rhythm of travel passed down through generations. The factual basis for this travel is a tale of 2 seasons. In the warmer months, they journey towards the poles, Arctic, Antarctic. Here, long summer days fuel an explosion of phytoplankton. Phytoplankton feeds immense swarms of krill. The whales depend upon those krill. This is their season of feasting and replenishing their enormous bodies. Then, as ice begins to advance and days shorten, they turn back towards the equator, beginning the long swim to warmer, temperate waters, where they will mate and give birth to their young. A common myth says these migration routes are fixed, like highways in the sea. Polar feeding grounds, equatorial breeding grounds. While the pattern holds, routes can be flexible. Whales may adapt to changing ocean conditions, to the location of food sources, or to avoid threats like busy shipping lanes. Scientists are still uncovering how they navigate these distances. They may use Earth's magnetic field, underwater topography, or an incredible memory of the ocean's currents and features. There is a lingering myth of the blue whale as an invincible creature, a titan so large that it is beyond any threat. This was the dangerous belief that fueled the whaling industry for over a century. The stark and tragic fact is that this single industry pushed the blue whale to the very brink of extinction. Their numbers plummeted by over 99% in some areas, a catastrophic loss that silenced vast stretches of our oceans. Their immense size, once their greatest asset, became their curse. And we almost erased this magnificent species from the planet forever. The echoes of that devastation still ripple through their populations today. Today, though commercial whaling is banned, the myth of their invincibility has been replaced by another, that the dangers have passed and they are now completely safe. The truth is more complex. While their populations are showing fragile signs of recovery, they face a new suite of modern threats. One of the most significant is ship strikes. A collision with a massive cargo ship or tanker can be fatal even for an animal the size of a whale. Another pervasive danger is entanglement in fishing gear, ropes, nets, which can cause grievous injury, drown them, or lead to a slow death from starvation. Another modern-day myth is that the ocean is a quiet place. In reality, we have filled it with an incredible amount of noise. The constant hum of ship engines, the sharp blasts of seismic surveys for oil and gas, and the ping of military sonar, creating a cacophony of underwater sound pollution. For an animal that relies on sound to communicate, navigate, and find mates across entire oceans, this noise can be disorienting and deeply stressful, like a whispered conversation in a roaring stadium. Yet, in the face of these challenges, there is room for hope. The story of the blue whale does not have to end in tragedy. People around the world are working tirelessly. International protections are in place, ships are being asked to slow down in critical whale habitats, and scientists are using new technologies to track whales and better understand their needs. By supporting these efforts, by making conscious choices, and by fostering a global sense of stewardship for our oceans, we can help ensure that the deep, resonant calls of the blue whale continue to echo through the deep for all the generations to come.